Hello, my name is Rick Weinzierl, and I am the Project Director for Preparing a New Generation of Illinois Fruit and Vegetable Farmers. I'm with the University of Illinois, and this project is a joint venture with the Illinois Migrant Council. Preparing a New Generation of Illinois Fruit and Vegetable Farmers is a project funded by the United States Department of Agriculture, National Institutes for Food and Agriculture, Beginning Farmer and Rancher Development Program. Why a new farmer training program? Well, the average age of farmers throughout the U.S. is greater than 55. For fruit growers, it's about 58. As these farmers retire, to meet future demands, new farmers will be needed. The need will involve farmers already on farms, people not already on farms, and some traditionally underserved groups, including Hispanic workers. So our program addresses that audience as well. There is increased demand for locally produced foods in Illinois, especially fruits and vegetables, but only 1.1% of all crop sales recorded in Illinois in 2007, according to the National Ag Census, were sales of fruits and vegetables. Starting a new fruit and vegetable enterprise with lower acreage and equipment needs is more realistic financially than starting a larger commodity crop enterprise. Our focus on training new fruit and vegetable producers makes best use of our skills and resources at the University of Illinois and offers the greatest likelihood of success for new small farmers. Our goals: first, to increase the number of new farmers producing fruits and vegetables throughout Illinois and enhance the viability, profitability, and sustainability of those new enterprises so that they can meet increasing demand for local produce and contribute to local economies. In addition to targeting a broad range of new farmers, we hope to assist a specific target audience, seasonal Hispanic farm workers, in beginning viable, profitable, and sustainable small produce farms. We also hope to increase the expertise of university extension educators, high school and community college teachers, and educators in community organizations so that they too can better aid new farmers. Our objectives, specifically, and now we are beginning our second year in this program, are to 1. Provide year-long programs of classroom and hands-on field instruction for 60 or more new farmers per year so that new growers have the information base to be successful. We'll provide qualified local participants with access to land as needed in the form of incubator plots to allow low-risk experience growing vegetables with expert oversight at our research and education centers. Similarly, we'll provide year-long programs of classroom, hands-on, field instruction for 30 Hispanic workers who want to become independent farmers so that they have the knowledge to become successful. These programs will be conducted in Spanish. We'll provide these participants with access to incubator plots as well, again with the goal of allowing them low-risk experience growing vegetables with expert oversight. 3, we will develop human and informational resources for future use by providing classroom, hands-on, in-field instruction to extension educators, allied educators from community organizations, vocational ag and FFA teachers, and others so that these educators can continue programs for new growers. We'll also develop an online resource library in English and Spanish so that educational materials are available for new and aspiring fruit and vegetable farmers after our program ends. We are beginning the second year of our Beginning Farmer program focused on fruit and vegetable production. Classes offered in English at our 3 primary locations are held at St. Charles, at the Horticulture Research Center and the Kane County Extension Office, at Urbana on campus and at our Research and Education Center, and at our Dixon Springs Agricultural Center. These are all locations where University of Illinois research centers have ongoing fruit and vegetable research and demonstration programs and qualified staff. This allows us to make sure that all sessions involve hands-on opportunities and first-hand observations. Our parallel Spanish language programs at Harvard, Kankakee, and Carbondale will not involve hands-on opportunities during training, but will allow for visits to our research and education centers so that those opportunities are provided. Our classes are offered free of charge to participants. We do screen applications based on the likelihood of success until we fill each class, because in fact we have more applications than we have space at each location. Our classes are held one Saturday per month from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at each location. The Spanish language programs will be offered on a slightly different schedule and will run from January through December of 2014. Again, our Year 1 classes just ended, and our Year 2 classes are about to begin, or are beginning, in December of 2013. What do we cover in these classes? Basics of vegetable and fruit production and business planning, cultivar selection, USDA programs from the Farm Services Agency and the Natural Resources Conservation Service. We cover crop rotations and transplant production, succession plantings to allow continuous harvests over the course of a season, high tunnel construction and operation, pruning perennial fruits, soils and soil tests, organic and conventional fertilizers, soil quality, equipment, food safety and good agricultural practices for food safety, irrigation, pesticides, pesticides approved in organic production, organic certification, integrated pest management, specifics on insects, diseases, and weed management in vegetables. We follow up with business planning topics periodically throughout the course of the year. We'll cover hydroponics, pollinators, beekeeping, lots on harvesting and post-harvest handling, very essential practices for fruit and vegetable producers, and insurance, labor, and record keeping, and taxes, topics that people don't always love but really need to understand. We'll talk about cover crops, aggregation, food hubs, farm to school, and we'll include presentations by farmers and visits to established farms. That's the overview, and there are always questions that lead us to additional topics as well. What should you expect? Classes begin each Saturday in the classroom, be it at St. Charles, at Urbana, or Dixon Springs. We move to the farm locations, our university farm locations, each afternoon. The lectures don't always come from University of Illinois campus or extension faculty or staff. We do call on others. Picture in this slide, the lower right, John Gerke is a representative of U.S. Department of Agriculture's Farm Service Agency. And in January of 2013, he discussed FSA loan programs, and particularly the new microloan program for small farmers. One of the participants at Dixon Springs wrote us about a month later and said, "Thanks a lot for including this," because she had just received a USDA microloan and had learned of the program by way of the class. Hands-on opportunities. This is transplant production at Dixon Springs. We go through seeding flats, to pricking out seedlings, to making transplants into pots, and then from pots to field or high tunnel growing locations. We focus on high tunnel or hoop house production as well as field production. In the upper right, Bill Shoemaker is talking to the group at St. Charles about extending greens production seasons in high tunnels, even in northern Illinois, so that harvests continue into December and even January. On the left, the group at Urbana is entering the high tunnel there, where tomatoes were a major crop. In high tunnels, crop emphasis is usually on those crops that provide high value at market, because the real estate under a high tunnel is quite valuable. So tomatoes, peppers, raspberries, strawberries, greens, and a range of other crops that fit specific growers' markets are the crops that are going to be important in high tunnels and hoop houses. In terms of field production, we talk about equipment and crops and varieties. The water wheel transplanter on the left is a bit large for beginning growers, but as you grow your acreage beyond 2 to 3 acres, the water wheel transplanter can be a really important tool in efficient planting so that larger acreages can be handled. We talk about irrigation on the lower left because irrigation is essential for modern vegetable production. We'll talk about tree fruits and small fruits. The group at Dixon Springs in the upper right is harvesting peaches. We'll talk about pruning and thinning, disease and insect control. In the lower right, the group at Dixon Springs is visiting a grower nearby, Daniel Brumlevy. Mr. Brumlevy was gracious enough to show us around his production and packing system because it's always nice to learn from existing growers. Overall, participants in the class receive some pre-class primers. These may be links to webinars or other especially good online resources so that there's a chance to get a look ahead of time at what's going to be covered each month. Each month we provide the lectures and hands-on opportunities, sometimes with farm visits, and we follow up after each month's sessions with direct emails. Participants also have ways to communicate with each other via listserv access so that they can post questions for their instructors and for other participants. We really encourage everyone to take advantage of the many additional opportunities that are offered by Extension and by other groups, because those programs allow participants to learn much more than we can cover, even in 12 months of sessions held at our facilities. Incubator plots are available in the amount of up to 1/2 acre per individual, and the participants in our program can have a plot for up to 2 years. We provide primary tillage, access to irrigation, and some simple equipment, but the participants provide all the labor and all the management. Participants may sell produce grown on the plots. In year 1 of our program, 8 students used incubator plots at our sites, 6 of them fairly successfully. And the reason so few is probably because many of our participants are attending each location from some distance. The incubator plots are clearly most valuable to those who are nearest the actual training facilities so that they can come to work at the plots 3 or more times a week without having to travel too long to get there and back. Although many people listening to this presentation are not going to be involved in the Hispanic Worker Program, you probably should understand how it runs as well. In 2013, we offered classes for bilingual students at Urbana and St. Charles with the idea that these were train-the-trainer programs so that the participants would help with future programs in Spanish. We did offer a pilot program in Spanish in Carbondale in Southern Illinois from January through March of 2013. Jerry Jimenez and Sonia Lalaman were the instructors, and we had 8 students begin that program. That serves a bit as a model for the programs we will hold in 2014 and 2015 because we will provide Spanish language instruction in all regions. And those programs, again, are still taking shape, so please contact me if you'd like scheduling information for the Spanish language programs. Here are a few pictures from the Spanish language program offered at Carbondale in 2013. Jerry Jimenez of Darned Hot Peppers is the primary instructor. He's in the upper left. Sonia Lalaman in the red sweater is an extension educator. She helped Jerry with these classes. They were held at the old school in Carbondale, And you see pictures of the group working on transplant production, a topic similar to one covered at Dixon Springs and our other facilities. As students prepare for the first classes, or for the whole year of classes in Year 2 programs, realize that we will provide you with some overall resources in the beginning class. We'll also request some information from you. We need some information on the demographics of the group at each location. We'll want to know your current farming status and your plans. If you've not already done so, we'll ask you to complete a self-assessment of your farming skills. We'll do the same thing after the class when the class is ending. And we'll ask you for your personal objectives for the class. What are the things that are most important to you? We'll also ask you to make a commitment to participate, because we are providing resources and space for you, and we want to know that you will indeed follow through and complete the program. We provide many specific online and printed resources for the individual topics we cover through the course of the year. We will provide many of those at the website for the class, newillinoisfarmers.org, as we move into 2014. You should also be aware that the Illinois SARE calendar and the Illinois Fruit and Vegetable News provide links to programs that are offered that are also of value to fruit and vegetable producers. The Illinois Fruit and Vegetable News also includes, at the end of each issue, a list of the extension educators and on-campus faculty who are devoted to programs for commercial fruit and vegetable producers. So our goal is to provide references, educational programs, and educator contacts so that the classes do not stand alone, but are part of a broad network of information possibilities. To reach us, again, my name is Rick Weinzierl, and I am the project director. I do not teach every class, but I do organize the program, and I can make sure that you reach the people you need to if you have questions. Mary Hosier is the project manager. Mary will keep track of your participation, will help you get in contact with others, and will help to manage the communications that go with this program that spans the state of Illinois. For those interested in the Spanish language programs, Esperanza Gonzalez and Gloria Richards are the two coordinators for the northern and central locations, and for now they are the contacts for questions about the Illinois Migrant Council's programs in all three regions for Year 2.